Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us. Joey Fads Radio, row 1, seat 1.
Hola.
With me, as always, Mr. Betancourt.
Hey, wait, it's one of those times where it's like, I'm usually like the bare minimum one. Usually I'm not here.
True.
It's usually work or some shit that I can't control. But no. Keith is not joining us for good reason tonight. Keith is home with a potentially sick family. So,
yes, potentially, not. And you know,
that's
he's doing one. He's taking one for the team. He's making sure that everybody's healthy and good.
He said he wanted to be here though. He's like, oh, I'll just still come by. And we're like, no, please don't.
Yeah, we're like, no, you can hold it down at home. We're good, buddy. Thank you. But thank you all for joining us. Row 1, seat 1, 774-992-8702. That's the phone number if you want to give us a call. Get in on some of this this fun sports talk action.
That number is. Oh, wait. What happened?
Sorry, I was making sure I had the right mic off. I forget which ones.
That number is. I have no idea. So let Joey repeat it to you, or read it off the bottom of the screen, because I will never learn that number.
Sean has made it a point in his life at this, but like this is now a personal thing. For him,
I know too many phone numbers.
I'm just not learning this. He's like, no. I've exhausted my brain
I'm
with numbers.
All in with not learning this number.
Yeah, and that's fine. And the good thing is,
I swear to you right now, I don't know if it's 774 or 508. I have no idea what the beginning is.
But what are you guys gonna do? Like when I go on vacation, what are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna say you talk to me in the chat like a grown ass man,
and you're gonna have to give the number out.
I'm gonna say, do you want a number?
I mean, unless you're gonna
figure it out.
It's somebody's gonna have to do it. Darkness might have to hold you down for that one, but. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to get into, sorry for the late start, by the way. There was some,
kids.
How do you say gastric distress?
Oh, I said kids.
I basically gave birth to a kid.
Oh, there you go. That's
In the form of a number 2 before the show, but that was more probably to do with what I had for dinner last night, which was delicious. But I won't go there.
Is that Grey Poupon?
But we're going to speaking of number 2s, we will get into now the second highest paid player in the NFL, and Mr. Dak Prescott.
I thought he was number 1.
Well, he's got the most guaranteed money in the first year or first 2 years, but he's still number 2 to Patty Mahomes.
Okay, fair
so
enough.
He's the second highest quarterback in the highest paid quarterback in the league. We'll get into that. We'll get into NFL free agency. A lot of big names hitting the market.
Today at 4 p.m. was the NFL trade deadline. We'll go over who got tagged and who didn't.
Yep, we'll talk about that. We'll dive into a little NBA action. Certain NBA players in Miami saying some things on Twitch or on their their live feeds that they shouldn't be saying in this day, especially in this day and age. But we'll get into that a little bit later. We'll talk. We will talk a little bit more about the Myers-Leonard situation, which has just absolutely exploded here over the last 24 hours.
First of all, I have no idea who that man even was. You showed it to me before the show began, and I was like, who is this?
Nobody knows who Myers-Leonard. Nobody knew who Myers-Leonard was yesterday.
You told me he played for the Utah Jazz, and I was like, oh, he's white.
They're all going to know who he is
well, yeah.
by the end of the day tomorrow.
Such a weird curse word to use.
I know, right?
It's like premeditated hate for that one demographic.
I mean, we'll dive into that because I think there's something to be said there for how people react to the culture of video games and things like that. But we'll get on. Yes, Kyle. Yeah, I know. We're gonna. I'm hollering at my people. We're gonna. Pat Perez is definitely a number 1 on my list for the 300th show in 2 weeks. So we will have a major programming announcement next week. Next week is our 300th show. We will have a major programming announcement, so definitely tune in for that. We'll be on live on New Bedford Guide, 8:30 p.m. as we always are. Be sure to subscribe and like the Facebook page, Row 1 Seat 1, and make sure you check out row1seat1.com.
Definitely.
And yes, that number, 774-992-8702, and you can call in whenever you feel like it.
I like how you saw that message, and he's like, what's the number? I was like, no idea.
Yeah, and then you type it out.
I didn't type out shit.
Oh, was that T?
I wonder if that's Keith at home.
That was Keith. I can see it right here.
It's me. It's Keith.
Keith. So let's kick the show off with America's team, Sean. America's team locks up their quarterback of the future. An absolutely outstanding deal. So it was 4 years, $160 million?
$160 million. What was it? 66
but
guaranteed?
75 guaranteed in the first 2 years. I think almost all of
the
that.
signing bonus was like 60, 66.
Yeah, and 66 of it as in the first year, making it the single highest paid year for any player in NFL history.
Okay.
In a year where the salary cap is expected to max out at around $183 million.
Okay.
Which for the first time in our lifetimes, we've actually seen the salary cap go down.
Go down, but it's because of the basic world shutting down.
It is. Even though the NFL was completely recession-proof and totally was completely, basically unfazed by COVID, when you really think about it.
I mean, the NFL was like
Sans
the least
fans
phased.
in the stands.
Well, depending on where you went.
They made their money. The NFL made their dough, though.
Florida fans were there. They were like, y'all don't like the South now. And
Yeah.
like 25%
South
of the
will
people
rise
there.
again. The war of northern aggression is a thing of the past. But no, so we'll get into that. So let's talk a little bit of Dak and let's get into his contract because
First of all, did you know Dak's brother's name is Tad?
Tad.
What a shit name.
If you told me that there were two kids named Tad and Dak, I would be like, oh, they definitely own a condo up in New Hampshire or Vermont, and they snowboard.
I would
or
say
ski.
100% honkies.
Oh, white dude, like whiter than white would get.
We would have been so wrong.
Wrong as fuck.
But
It's
rich.
It's like actually no. This is one man is what the highest paid NFL quarterback, black NFL quarterback, and his brother also black.
Tad, short for Tadpole.
There you go.
That'd be a horrible name.
It would.
So
but
what's
yeah, if
Dak
you told
short for?
me, like Tad, Dak,
balls.
like I feel like their best friend's name is probably Graham.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Shot to Graham who listens.
oh, that's right. We do have a Graham. That
We have a
listens.
Graham.
Does Graham snowboard or ski?
No, he just drinks
Because-
heavily.
Well, duh.
And he does hockey.
Okay, that's a pretty white kid thing to do too, though.
Yeah, but he's like a tough hockey kid.
See, but it's an ice thing. It's just like, what's with white people in cold weather sports? I don't get it.
I don't know. I'm not
Like, remember that one time on the Olympics, like 5 or 6 years ago? It was like Reggie Bush, that black guy, not the Olympics, the X Games. It was Reggie Bush, that black guy with the dreads that used to be on MTV, and like Cypher or something like that. And then
no clue.
So I have a picture of it. It's hilarious, and I'm just like, there's 3 black dudes right here, and they're in the booth, and they're calling the half pipe, the snowboard half pipe shit. I'm like, this.
Don't even remember that.
I'm like, this is amusing to me. It's like that one time when Mike Shanahan trotted out 11 white guys on offense against the Raiders in like 2005.
You mean Bill Belichick? He feels like he does that at least once a year.
I mean, Belichick does it all the time. But it was just like, I was like, wow. I'm like, there are absolutely no African-American players on the field right now. I'm like, this is a first for me. I don't think I've ever seen this. So it's just wild. It's wild. It's funny. And but yeah, we make jokes. You know, we're not trying to get all Myers Leonard on it, but or was that his name? Did I get it right?
Who knows?
Yeah, Myers Leonard. We're not trying to get all with him on. We're not taking it there.
But I mean, Rob Sway. Yeah, there you go.
Sway, that's what it was.
Dude,
Reggie Bush,
God.
Sway, and there was somebody else in the booth, and it was hilarious, dude. Absolutely fucking hilarious.
And I mean, I know Elton's jumping in the chat right now because Elton's a big Cowboys fan. But
yes, this is gonna be a heavy Cowboys show. So if you like the Cowboys or you want to talk Dallas, share this with all your Cowboy friends and let them know because
also,
we're gonna be hot and heavy on the Cowboys. For
can
the
we
next 2
also
hours.
console Rob because Julio Jones got traded?
It's a bummer, Rob. It's a real bummer.
So, big thing is, how bad did Dak pork Dallas? Because he got injured and still got way more than they were offering him last year. They could have had him for $8 million less per year last year.
And you know what? And I will say this: good on Dak. Good for Dak for saying, you know what? Because he got offered a shitload of money last year, and he said, nah, you know what? I'm going to bet on myself.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go out and I'm going to ball out and I'm going to earn more than that. I'm going to make you pay me more than that. And then he gets devastated by an injury, a just gruesome injury. And he still cashes in. But here's the thing, Sean, and this is why I think Dallas was smart to do what they did and do it how they did it. Dak in 2 years is going to be a bargain. Dak is a top 10, at worst, a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
On his best day, he's top 5. Maybe even top 3 or 4.
Absolutely. He actually suffered from a Peyton Manning-esque career rebuttal. I mean, look at the Colts. When they lost Peyton Manning, they were the worst team in the league and got Andrew Luck. When Dallas Cowboys lost Dak, the team tanked. So if anything, it helped make his case better. His agents came to the table and said, listen, here we are. You guys, without Dak, who said he was carried by Ezekiel Elliott, and he was carried by the offensive line, and he had all these great receivers. You guys lost one player and didn't make the playoffs. You put Dak back on this team, and you guys were talking about Super Bowl. And I think the agent played it very well. The agent did the best thing for him. It's a short-term deal. 4 years for a quarterback is not a long-term deal.
It's not a long-term deal.
So he has a chance
heavy
to make
money in the front.
He has a chance to make a lot more money in 4 years, and he and his agent are going to take full advantage of that as well.
Absolutely, and as he should, because this is the thing. This is the league, and I root for the players to make their money. Okay, the owners, they make billions of dollars a year. The NFL is a cash cow. It basically prints money. The owners are fine. Like I don't ever feel bad for an owner when they give a guy a bad contract and he doesn't live up to it because it's just like, oh well, all right, on to the next one then. I get when
it's an asset.
Yeah,
it's what it. I know we all get pissed off. Our teams go out and sign guys. It's free agency. There's trades. Everything's going to be happening, and you get all this hype built up, and you get this guy here, and the guy doesn't work out, and you're like, this guy is a piece of shit. But it's like anything else. You can go buy a high-end car. You can go buy an Audi. You can go buy a car from another country. And then something breaks in that car right away. You have to go buy expensive parts. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely.
Same thing. It's everything in the world is business-based model.
So
everything.
Let's look at this from first off, let's look at this from the Cowboys standpoint, okay? The Cowboys, I think, did the right thing here by giving Dak the money. Because if you don't give Dak the money and say you franchise him again or you let him walk in free agency, you can't get a deal done, you trade him away and you get a bunch of picks, whatever, you're right back to square one where you were after, with post Tony Romo. Like, at least when Romo was there, you had a quarterback that you knew, like, okay.
Consistency.
We know Romo's good enough to get us to a Super Bowl and potentially win one. He's got the skills. I mean, obviously they never were able to accomplish that, and some of that was Romo's fault. But
Some.
if Dez, if they actually say Dez caught the ball, which he did, maybe we're
Dez 100% caught that ball.
maybe we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl instead of Seattle that year.
Oh man, that would have been the most hated Super Bowl of all time.
That would have been. I'm telling you right
Hate
now,
versus
you
hate.
don't know. New England fans love to sit here and be like, everybody hates us, and I love it. No, motherfucker, you don't know what hate is until you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. Cowboy fans know hate more than any other fan base in the world.
They're still hating. They haven't won anything in like 25 years.
Exactly my point. They haven't even come close to winning something since 1996.
You give some of the young Patriots fans time when they're wearing like the same stuff in 25 years and be like, you weren't around in the heyday, brother. Maybe they'll be hated then. They'll be those annoying ass old guys now.
Nah, they'll just be annoying ass old guys. But it's like I remember sitting in I was at Knuckleheads one time, and this is like 5 or 6 years ago, not even that long ago. And Jason Witten's out there catching ball. He's running around, and Witten had I think like 11 or 12 catches that day on a Sunday night. It was a Sunday night game. I can't remember who they were playing. I think it was like the Giants.
It's always the Giants on Sunday night.
Yeah,
all the time.
And but it was like no, because usually they play the Giants opening weekend. This was like later in the season. And there's this old Cowboys fan. He's just yelling. He's pounding the bar, going, "Why don't they throw it to Novacek? He's wide open." And I'm just like, Jay Novacek's been retired for like 15 years. Bro.
No shit.
But that was the thing. Is like he sees a white tight end and he's just like Jay Novacek. And you're like Jason Witten, but okay.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm gonna give you a 1-up. Every second tight end on the Patriots is Aaron Hernandez.
True.
Still to this day, everyone's like, you know what, Bob? I don't know. It's always Bob. You know what, Bob? That guy's like a young Aaron Hernandez without the murder. And they always got to mention the murder.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case you didn't know that he was a murderer, they have to mention it.
Yep, absolutely.
Like the Devin CSC, he's a young Aaron Hernandez. No murder, but he's a young Hernandez.
It was funny. I was listening to the Pat McAfee show today, and he was talking about and they were talking about Aaron Hernandez, and they were like, because they were talking about
God.
They were talking. Somebody pitched a hypothetical, called in and said like, well, what if because Rob Gronkowski's a free agent?
Yep.
What if Gronkowski goes to Kansas City and pairs up with Travis Kelce? And they'd be like, oh my God, that'd be like if they had Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez. I'm like, we already had that. Didn't really work out. And then somebody was like, yeah, it'd be like that. What that should have been, without all the murder and shit. And they were like marveling at how amazing it was that Aaron Hernandez was able to be as good as he was and as nasty as he was, and he was still out like running trap houses and gunning people down and
doing PCP.
Yeah.
Like tons of it, like not a little bit.
Dude was just gifted. But anyway, I digress. But to Dak, to the point. So Dallas gave this contract to Dak. I think it was the best move for both Dallas and for Dak because you lock up a franchise caliber quarterback. Now, the thing with this contract is we talked about it off the air. This contract in 3 or 4 years, by the time it's time to re-sign him, give it 2 years.
Yep.
And by the time Dak is up for a new contract, this one is going to look like an absolute fucking bargain because they're projecting the salary cap over the next 5 years to go north of $250 million because of the new TV deals.
Well, what did the NFL and damn it, I should actually know this because I saw the NFL go to Disney and say, we won, what was it, $1.5 billion?
Yeah.
And Disney said, oh, we'll count it with like 1.2. Like it was still like an increase.
Yeah.
But it was like they were like,
because ESPN, because now that they have the expanded schedule and the expanded playoffs, ESPN wants a playoff game now. So they want
they're begging for it.
And they're talking about maybe doing a Monday Night Football playoff game, which I think would be really cool.
Oh, totally.
I think a Monday Night playoff. I mean, it'll be the one game that Monday Night Football has all year that you can pretty much lock in. It's like, okay, this is going to be a good game. Because other than that, Monday Night Football, it tends to suck these days.
It blows. And I'm sorry, the announce crew they have at Monday Night Football just sucks. I know it gets better over time, but I don't know. I can't listen to it.
Until Peyton Manning and Drew Brees get in the booth, I don't think it's going to be anything special.
Peyton Manning, I don't know.
And I don't even know that I don't know if Peyton Manning has any interest in doing that.
I don't think Peyton Manning has. Like they've offered it to him. He has that show that he goes around and does like weird shit.
Peyton's Places.
There we go.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. It's absolutely fantastic. And then he breaks down film on the other ESPN,
which is definitely great. I love that stuff.
Yeah, I actually subscribe to ESPN Plus just for that stuff.
Me and you both talk. Even Keith too when he's here. We've all said we love Tony Romo because he's like, I don't know. He's a regular guy who's been on the field and he tells you what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And people are like, oh, it ruins the game for me. If it ruins the game for you,
then you're not a football fan.
then you shouldn't be watching the game.
You're not a football fan. I'm sorry.
Go watch my other passion projects. Like go watch wrestling where you know it's going to be fixed and you know there's a fixed outcome. Go watch that. Go watch sitcoms. Go watch Netflix. Go watch something else. If you have a problem with a guy who doesn't know for a fact but is giving you his hypothetical analysis of the instant situation and getting it right, if that bothers you, what is wrong with you? Like, I don't understand. Like, when people, I see so many of like our mutual friends be like, "Oh, it takes Romo just takes me out of the game." Like, how? He's guessing correctly, and you're getting upset. If this man was telling you, "Hey, here's the football score," and the football score comes out correctly, and he's telling you this is how you should bet, and you're getting mad at him for he's like, "Oh, he's cheating." It's like, no, he's has a firsthand experience of the situation. You should listen to him.
Yeah,
he's good.
I agree.
If Peyton Manning and Tony Romo were both color guys and there was no straight man in the booth, I'd be totally happy. There's two guys bantering. I don't need a serious play-by-play and a color guy. I want both color guys.
I prefer the color guys, too.
Give me both color guys.
You need the play-by-play guy to kind of, you need the Al Michaels to the Collinsworth.
Fuck that.
To fill you in. But you need good ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like we often talk about, we joke about, everybody, I always joke about it because everybody thinks Joe Buck hates their team. They all think that he's actively rooting against their team whenever he calls a game, which is why he is the best of the best. Because if you can make everybody who's watching that game think you're rooting against their side, you're doing a great job.
Sure.
That means you're dead ass down the middle. And Joe Buck does it better than anybody. Al Michaels is up there. Sims and Nance. You know, people used to sit there. I don't know how many times when Sims and Nance would come on, and everybody in New England would be like, "Oh, I fucking hate when Sims and Nance are the Patriots games. They fucking hate the Patriots. They always root against them."
Sims always loves the Patriots.
And I'm like,
always.
I'm like, I see it the exact opposite way. I'm like, Sims usually has Brady's dick like halfway down his throat.
Oh, Sims.
But like midway through the first drive of the game.
And then if anybody actually believes that, Sims' coach and win a Super Bowl with him was Belichick.
Yeah.
Belichick was the assistant coach to Parcells.
His boy.
Like, he's close with Belichick. He doesn't hate the team. Like, Nance probably doesn't like the Patriots. Like, Nance has like a Miami bias to him.
I don't think Nance really cares though. I think Nance is one of those guys.
Oh, he's old now. He's old and bitter.
He's just a fan. Like, he's just in there and he's a fan and he just like, I just think he just listens. He watches the game and he does it so that you listen to him in a way where you don't notice him per se.
Yeah.
You know when you notice Jim Nance? When he does the Masters. Because he is the best. Because he's the only guy that can pull off the Masters. Other than that,
he's very soothing in the Masters.
You don't really notice Jim Nance on Sundays anymore, which is a good thing.
It is a good
thing. I don't mean that as a bad thing. It's a good thing.
No, it's a good thing.
Because now everybody's like, oh, fucking Romo this, Romo that, whatever. But back to Dak and the Cowboys. This is going to be a great deal for the Cowboys going forward because you've got guys. You've got Ezekiel Elliott. You've got Amari Cooper. You've got CeeDee Lamb. Now you've got, they don't have a ton of cap space to go out and really, they got to retool the offensive line. They got to make some adjustments to that defense. Like, they've got to bring some things along. But now you've got your main piece locked up. You've got your quarterback locked up.
Yes.
He's solidified. You don't have to worry about that. Now you can start going out and looking at, like a guy like Matthew Judon from Baltimore, who's going to be a free agent linebacker.
He's a defensive end or is he outside
defensive
linebacker?
End, he's an edge guy.
Depends where
edge guy is what they
edge. That's right. It's a new term. Edge.
Yeah, edge. It's not linebacker. It's not end. It's edge, which I think is something the agents.
Lead guitarist of U2. Edge.
Yeah, Ed. Fuck him. Fucking worst band ever. But I think that's just something the agents have conjured up and created so that they can get their guys more money. Because, he's an edge player, because
outside linebacker earns less.
Sacks get paid.
That's right.
But you get paid for sacks.
That's right.
No, you don't get paid. You can go out and have 100. What's his name? And the maniac from fucking Indianapolis, Darius
Leonard.
Darius Leonard, have 165 tackles and
means nothing to them
everybody's
anymore.
like, okay, cool.
They're like, well, that's great.
Sweet, you're a tackling
you
machine.
hug men.
Awesome, good for you. How many sacks did you get? 3? Oh, how many interceptions?
You hug men behind the line of scrimmage?
Okay. Well, here's $11 million over 3 years, I guess.
Exactly.
Take it or leave it, fucker. Like, goddamn, dude. Like, what the fuck? So this contract now for Dallas, though, this gives the Cowboys kind of like peace of mind. Yes, Dak is coming back off of an injury. Mm-hmm. Yes, you should tamper your expectations for Dak out of the gate in September, because I do think there is going to be some struggles, especially early on, him getting his feet back under him.
Totally.
That being said, the Cowboys just locked up, at worst, I'd say a top 7 quarterback.
Absolutely.
With a potential, with the upside of a top 3. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1.
What's up, fellas? Just calling to defend the Cowboy fans.
Yes, as you should,
Ooh.
because they need it.
No, I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think about Dak contract? You think Zeke, after this year, Zeke and Dak will still be together? I want to ask you guys.
Well, yeah, you know what? And shame on me. I'm usually the cap guy in the show. I actually don't know how this affects Dallas Cowboys cap.
So the cap number is, so it leaves the Cowboys with not a lot of room right now. Now Amari Cooper and Zeke are both up next year. There are rumblings that both or one or both will be gone next year because they're going to be free agents and because the Cowboys are going to be able to get out of the Amari Cooper contract.
Oh, please.
Next year.
You can definitely get away from him.
And save like either 40 or 60 million, some absurd number. And then you've got CeeDee Lamb waiting in the wings. Okay, so you can move on from Amari Cooper.
Totally.
Which I think he was overpaid, overrated, the whole 9. Anyway, I don't think he's that's that big of a loss. Zeke, on the other hand, though, you spent the top 5 draft pick on a running back. That means you saw something in that guy that you really liked and that you really think that you think he's worth it.
Zeke has worked out, though. Zeke has
been great.
I mean, he's not a Saquon.
But
remember Saquon?
Is Zeke going to command too much money in the free agent market for Dallas to be able to afford him?
I don't think so. I think Zeke is happy where he is. I think he likes being paired up with Dak. He was very excited that Dak got the contract. You saw him on social media. He's like, my boy. I think, if anything, Jerry Jones knows that Zeke is another centerpiece, and you know, he has the quarterback. He wants that Trey Aikman, Emmitt Smith duo. He's trying to rekindle that again. I think, if anything, you'll see them keep CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, get rid of Amari. I think Amari was a massive overpay.
Amari's the most expendable guy in that offense right now.
I mean, when they got Amari, they needed a wide receiver, so they went out and got Amari Cooper. Okay, great. He's worked out for you pretty well this far. I don't think he's worth the money he's going to command.
He's not worth the money or what they gave up for him, but that's another story.
And then
for another day.
you get into the draft right now. You can draft more offensive talent to put around Dak. Dak is still very young. Ezekiel Elliott is still very young. The offensive line hasn't looked as good as it has in years past, but it still has potential to be very great.
Tyron Smith went from being arguably the most dominant non-quarterback in the NFL to I don't even remember seeing him play last year. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, I mean, there's ways of maneuvering things around it. So, to be completely honest with you, I think this sets up Dallas offensively very well. We talked about it last week. I mean, they got Mike McCarthy to specifically work with Dak Prescott.
Absolutely.
And now you're going to have a full offseason with him, a normal offseason from what I'm hearing, because Dallas has said, hey, COVID's done. You guys can anal blast each other. We don't give a shit. Do whatever you want. No mask. Do whatever you want. So they're going to have a full offseason together working out.
Yep.
And they're going to allow them to have a full offseason communicating, going to the stadium, working out with the new teammates, working out with old teammates. It's going to be much different for Dallas. If anything, Jerry Jones is smart for getting this done now, so it's not lingering away.
Absolutely. It's not a distraction.
I did notice, because he wasn't officially signed to that contract yet, they did franchise tag him today.
Yes, they did, because they franchised him so he can't be tagged again because he has a no tag clause in the new contract. So there was a weird thing where they had to tag him today and then sign him to the new deal. But yeah, no, it's a non-issue.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I think they have a good back too. They got Tony Pollard, they got Zeke. I just don't think after this year Zeke's going to be that. Zeke be there too long. You know?
Zeke's going to be tough because he's going to be able to get a lot of money on the open market. And
let's see if that plays out. The number one running back this offseason is Aaron Jones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones did not get tagged today by the Packers,
which I thought he would. I thought he was
so
actually
too.
surprised non-tag for me.
He was surprised. I think he was surprised himself. Rodgers is probably just fucking punching his pillows at home or punching his new fiance or something. I don't know. And then on top of it,
fuck you 17-year-old bitch.
I did not think she was 29, by the way. Anyway, so Aaron Jones only has one suitor apparently. Miami is the only team that's reached out and said, hey, we might have some mutual interest. And again, any running back that goes to Miami just dies, no matter who it is.
True.
Yeah.
They just go there and die.
Yep.
And I would also say, what's he going to get? If Aaron Jones is the number one running back this offseason, let's see what he gets. If next year you have an older Zeke who's more beat up.
Well, what did Melvin Gordon get? 2 years, $18 million last year?
But Melvin Gordon wasn't that caliber as Zeke.
Right, but I'm just saying, so you use that as a base. Like, okay, Melvin Gordon was the number. Well, he was the number one running back available last year. in free agency. I want to say he was 2 years, $18 million. Don't quote me on that because I'm not actually positive. So if Melvin Gordon's getting 2 years, $18 million, Aaron Jones is probably going to get somewhere in the neighborhood of, I would say probably 3 years, 25 to 30 million, somewhere around the 10 million, 9.5.
No,
nine to 10
it's going to be
million a
north
year.
of $10 million a year.
It's going to be right. So and then
Even in
Zeke,
this market.
Zeke on top of that, I think Zeke could potentially fetch 13 to 16 million a year.
I think Zeke should ask for 16-ish. Now it's an increase over what he's currently getting.
If I was Zeke, I would go out there and say I want 20.
But he has to play well this year.
He does, and I think he
Yeah,
will.
he's got to play
because
well
now
this
he's got
year.
the quarterback.
This is the year, man. 'Cause you saw what Pollard did when he took over for him. I mean, it wasn't that bad either, So I don't think Pollard could play a full season like Zeke could.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
Zeke's falling off the track, man.
But Dallas has a good reputation of
I don't know.
knowing how to use
I don't know if
running
it was so
backs.
much Zeke fell off the track as Dallas fell off the track in general.
I mean, all right, Elton, let's put it this way. They had no quarterback. I've talked about it last year when you guys signed Andy Dalton. I laughed hysterically. I said I wouldn't want that man with somebody else's money.
Let's go out there and fight.
Yeah, let's go out there and fight. He became the starter, and everyone was like, oh, it's not that bad. And I'm like, no, it's bad. Because no other team, even knowing what you know of Andy Dalton, how long he played with the Cincinnati Bengals, no team feared Andy Dalton. They said, all right, we're going to shut down Zeke. We're going to have Andy beat us with the wide receivers. And it never happened. He had good games. He had some good passes. Great.
Yeah.
But the team just said, we're just going to stop Ezekiel Elliott. He's the main office focal point. Now that you give him Dak back, and they say, oh, shit, Dak can run it. He can throw it. Ezekiel can run out of the backfield and catch it. He can run it through the middle. It's like it's more game planning. So I think...
No, I agree. I think it'll be better year this year. I agree with you. I just don't think he's going to last past this year for some reason.
Well, I think you're right. I don't think he'll be a Dallas Cowboy. It's going to be tough for the Cowboys to keep him.
Yeah.
And
yeah, exactly.
But not impossible because depending on what this new TV deal does, the salary cap is potentially rumored to jump back up above $200 million next year, which would open up an immense amount of space. And now that Dallas has locked up their quarterback, if they decide, then instead of saying like, "Wow, we can't afford to keep Amari or Zeke, let alone both of them," now they're at least going to be able to have the ability to choose one.
Yep.
And
that makes sense after this season.
And for me, I know it goes against everything I say. Like skill position guys, you don't pay running backs, and you don't. But at the same time, wide receivers in this league now are a dime a dozen.
But all right, I get the adage of you don't pay running backs. There are special circumstances because these, like Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott, you'll have guys. Adrian Peterson's a different guy. You'll have guys that can do multiple things well. Alvin Kamara, can we agree? He had 80 receptions last year? He was a effing wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, he can do both positions. You're like, you want to play running back? Cool. You want to play slot? Cool. You want me to play out wide? Cool.
Alvin
He just did it.
Kamara, also noted huge fan of NASCAR and also a paintball player, which makes him go up like 10 spots in my book.
He's into a lot of cool shit.
He is. Alvin Kamara is like kind of one of those guys I think I could actually hang out with.
He's low key, just enjoys everything.
He's just cool, man. He's
a Matthew McConaughey type dude. Yeah. But Ezekiel Elliott can come back to the table and says, "All right, you don't think I can run anymore? Why am I still catching balls out of the backfield consistently?" It's like guys that break down over time. We'll see it this year, Elton. We'll see it firsthand ourselves. Yeah. If he has, would you sign him again to a big money deal if he has 900 yards rushing, but 700 yards receiving? Now he's not doing good rushing, but he's making up for it receiving.
No, he's not. He's making up for the catching. Yeah.
So I don't care about that. I care about the aggregate amount of yards, and I know Patriots fans hate me because
1,600 yards is 1,600 yards, no matter whether you run it, whether you rush for it, or you receive it.
I tell Patriots fans if we bring back Cam, same thing. Yeah. If he gets the yardage, I don't really care how it looks on paper. It looks bad, but I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Definitely.
So
that makes sense.
But
to answer
your question, though, I think it's going to be tough for the Cowboys to keep both Cooper and Ezekiel Elliott.
Dump Cooper.
If
get rid of Cooper, we all set receivers.
CD Lamb was the best wide receiver last year. I don't give a shit what Joey says about Jerry Jeudy. It was CD Lamb. I always said it all draft that he was the best.
Absolutely. Imagine if Dak was there season.
Listen, bro, J Squared finna be a stud. So,
CD Lamb last year with Andy Dalton was making ridiculous catches. Jerry Jeudy had hospital balls thrown to him and got murdered a lot, so it's not really his fault.
And he also had Kendall Hinton throw him the ball one game.
That's true.
So, Yeah, there was receiver on receiver crime there. But Elton, thanks for the call, brother. Appreciate it. Let me ask you this before I let you go. Where do you stand on Dak's contract as a Cowboys fan? Are you happy? Are you relieved? Or what's your emotion? What was your emotions when you saw that the deal was done?
I was relieved. I mean, like I said, it's a big contract, but it's 4 years. I mean, like I said, it's not. Did you deserve that money? I don't think so. I think it's just the market, the way it panned out. So I'm happy. I'm just happy it's over. So obviously, I know people saying he's not worth all that money, but we'll see. Because you said it's a lot of quarterbacks are. Look at Kirk Cousins. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. I was just about to say, trust me,
it's
there
the
are a lot worse guys out there getting paid a lot of money too.
Elton, he might not be worth the money this year, but he'll be worth the money 2 years from now. And you'll look at the money 2 years from now, and you'll say, damn, we got a deal.
And like I said, I love Dak. I didn't think you said all that money, but in the long run, we'll see what happens. It's only a 4-year contract, which I thought would be a lot more than that.
Absolutely.
All right.
You know?
Elton, thanks for the call,
All
man.
right,
We
so-
appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, buddy. Good luck.
All right. I'll listen to you guys later.
Take
Adios.
care. No, I think it's a good point Elton brings up. You know, relief is what you have if you're a Cowboys fan, you should be relieved today. You have your franchise quarterback and he is locked up.
Yep.
You don't have to play this game again next year. You don't have to tag him. There's no more drama. And, you know, regardless of what people say, that shit's a distraction, bro. It's a fucking distraction.
It is.
And it wears on a team. So you've got to be careful when you have a quarterback and you have a guy like Dak in the building and you got him in the fucking second round or third round. You got to lock that dude up. Oh, they just hung up. Okay.
That's probably Rob.
Well, can you give me 2 seconds to answer the phone? Jesus.
Rob's like, you didn't pick up in the third ring. I'm out. I'm not. Nobody lets me go to 3 rings.
774-992-8702. That's the phone number. Give us a call if you want to get on some of this Dak Prescott discussion. But no, I think, look, if you're a Cowboys fan right now, you should be ecstatic. You should be ecstatic because the biggest thing with Dak is
That's a playoff team right now with Dak.
Absolutely.
Right now.
They would have won the division last year had Dak not got hurt.
Absolutely.
Hands down.
That division is dog shit still.
It's a very winnable division.
You need 7 wins.
I don't see the Giants, the Redskins, or the Eagles. The Eagles are going fucking just the opposite direction. And the Redskins and Giants, I don't see getting that much better next year. Joey Fats Radio, row 1C1.
Yes, sir. This is Rob.
Oh,
hello, Robert.
Hello, Mandingo.
Okay.
That was a long cough.
Now, what the thing with Dak? I think Dak is he overpaid for sure, but at the same time, it's 4 years. He's 27. He's coming out of that contract at 31.
Hell yeah, and he's going to go back into a market that's going to have exploding TV contracts about a year or two into it. And you're talking
Exactly. So
we're talking about Disney on like basically 1 or 2 games a week. Disney is going to pay you $1.2 billion over 3 or 4 years, and that's not including NBC, and ABC. ABC is Disney. NBC, Fox. That's not including all those affiliates.
Yeah. I was actually just explaining this to my wife downstairs. She doesn't give a shit, but I was just
Nor should she.
I was explaining it out loud to her because I was telling her like because this Dak deal to me, this is such a huge win for the Cowboys because if the cap explodes up to 230, 240 million in the next 2 or 3 years, or 250 over the next 5, this Dak deal is going to be a drop in the bucket.
Sure, absolutely. Of course,
I mean, the Chiefs are banking on that happening with the Mahomes deal, and they need it to happen. You know, they like if the way that Mahomes' contract is structured, they have to that has to happen. They can't have another year of a sub $200 million salary cap.
No,
the Chiefs can't.
No.
So if they, and depending on how quickly it goes up, that'll determine what. You know, we'll see how well run the Chiefs organization really is, and we'll see how good Pat Mahomes really is. But the Cowboys, the way they structured this deal, they're basically paying Dak all this money this year. The majority of his guaranteed money comes this year, and then the cap expands over the next 2-3 years, and his cap number shrinks. It's kind of fucking brilliant.
So are they in like a win now mode then? Would you say, or are they?
I think they're I think they're both. To answer your question, I think they're both. I think they can win now because that division, like we were just saying, is very winnable. Very winnable.
How many wins do you need to
For
win the
sure.
division? 7 wins next year?
6.
I would say, listen,
Sad.
I honestly thought this year, at one point this year, I was convinced 6 wins would get it done this year.
I was convinced a homeless
For
man
sure.
with no clothes on would win the division.
I mean, let's think about it. You know, if Doug Peterson doesn't tank the fucking, just doesn't tank a game against the Redskins, you know.
Oh, you mean the man they built a statue out of?
Yeah, the Giant. Yeah, then fired. I know, right? The fucking
man.
how gross is that? If you're the Eagles, you've got a statue outside of your fucking stadium.
I
to a
guarantee
guy,
you.
a backup quarterback, and a coach that you fired after.
I
like 3
guarantee
years
you,
after.
someone on Instagram has a picture of their balls on that statue's forehead.
I would hope so. But no, I was convinced 6 wins would have gotten it done, and if you know, whatever Peterson didn't tank a game, the Giants would have won it. And Brady probably would have been fucked. They probably wouldn't get another first round. But
I don't know, man. I think Brady seemed like destined this year. He ain't no mother effer was stopping this
yeah,
dude.
Brady seemed destined a few times. Then the Giants were just like, nah, fam.
But Rob, I'm glad you called. Like, can we talk about this Julio Jones trade? Like how
What
you?
Julio Jones trade?
He got traded like 3 hours ago.
I have not, dude. Nothing is showing up for me on Google, and I'm extremely distraught right now.
You didn't hear about it? It's pending like a physical.
No, well, hopefully he still has his stress fracture in his foot from 2011.
Rob, I'm just messing with you.
Rob, he's fucking with you, Rob. There's no Julio Jones trade.
I know he is.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I know he is.
But there's a potential.
Everything that I'm seeing is potential trades from a week ago with like, listen, there is no way he's going to New England. And I know this is grinding Sean the wrong way.
What? First of all, I didn't even mention that.
Because I saw that on like the potential trade like list.
Oh, wasn't that like,
2 or 3 other
Gridiron
teams.
Bleacher Report thing?
Yeah,
'Cause
don't believe those things.
Careful of those guys. They'll fuck you.
No,
like-
everything. No, I looked. I didn't like dabble into the links and read because once Sean said that, I'm like full blown panic mode. And I'm trying to take a shit before I hop in the shower, and I'm just like fuck. And but New England was a potential landing spot. The only reason why I don't, and it's going to hurt for me to say, and if there's any other Falcons fans listening, Arthur Blank is not making any trades unless it's substantially benefiting him with the Mohamed Sanu trade for a second-round pick, which was a complete overpay in my personal opinion.
Well, yeah, they were desperate, so they did something. But
Now,
go ahead.
listen, well, I know you guys got like buku bucks this year, but his dead cap, I believe, this year is like $38 million.
Yeah, but you would eat that,
contract
not
is-
us.
But his contract is what, 23?
Nope.
Do we still pay that?
You pay a majority of that because that's the way it's written. So if there's a good
But
chance
then,
that
but then you
he's never
look at
going to
his
leave.
next 2 years, and he's still making more or less the same amount of. I think it might be. It was a 3-year extension with a 4-year option.
Yeah,
if
I wouldn't,
I'm
I
not
wouldn't
mistaken.
fucking care. I mean, I'm so desperate for anybody to play in the Patriots. As long as the guy has like more than nubs.
Do you have
at
2
the
legs?
arms.
Can you run a route? Get out there.
We have guys that can't even run routes. They're like, motherfucker, can you run? And he's
Listen.
like, I don't know.
Cole Beasley's like,
I
hey, you know
think-
what? I changed my mind. I want to come to
I
the
think-
Patriots. Like, nah, we got enough white guys. Sorry.
Go ahead, Rob.
Enough white guys, sorry. I thought Jacoby Myers was a stud with a bum of Cam Newton throwing him the ball.
Rob, I'm glad you said that. I told Joey 2 years ago. I went to training camp because I'm a fucking loser by myself, and I came and I came home and I said, "Dude, Jacoby Myers is the next Julian Edelman." And I said, I didn't see anything else. I said, Jacoby Myers just fucking catches everything thrown his way. He's fast. He's tall and lanky. I'm like, he's gonna be something. And it.
Now,
God.
go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say the first year with Brady. Brady's like, no new guys. Like I'm all set with you bitches.
Right.
And then this year, Cam was like, I can't throw, so anybody who can catch it is great. So it worked out really well. And then fucking Jacoby can throw. He just launching balls like across the field to the corner end zone. I was
That's
so
what
happy.
I'm saying, dude. He's not to say he's a Taysom Hill by any stretch of the means, because Taysom Hill is a freak in and of himself.
No, he's another Jules. I mean, Jacoby Myers was a quarterback in high school and for the first 2 years in college. And then the last 2 years in college, they said, hey, man, what kind of fall at the quarterback position? You mind going and catch some passes? And he's like, fuck, I guess. And then he ended up catching the most passes in that school's history. So it's just like anything he did, he did well. And then Belichick's like, "Oh, a guy can play multiple positions. Sign this bitch up." Like, and that's always what he does. So
No,
I just
go ahead, Rob.
having like I've heard Cam on, I know you guys aren't fans of EI and stuff like that, which is fine. That's
I'm a
no
big fan of
deal.
EI,
They got a
actually.
bunch of
hate
retards.
EI now.
I
They got
don't
some douchebags on there.
I don't listen to the morning show because it sucks. But I mean, look,
I listen to it all day.
Rich Keefe is still the fucking man. Like, he's still one of my favorite people. And OMF, I still think is absolutely fantastic. I mean,
Yes.
Glenn Orway is a fucking legend, and Lou and Fourier I think they've really like carved out their spot in New England radio greatness.
I just to hit like the Greg Hill morning show, which you said you didn't really listen to. I listen to like tidbits throughout the day because I'm in and out of like trucks and shit like that at work. And
Yeah.
the fact that Wiggins will sit there and try to back Cam Newton blows my mind. Now, obviously being a Falcons fan, I catch about 6 games of the Panthers since Cam came into the league.
Mm-hmm.
Cam has never been able to throw the ball correctly.
What, you mean his
They
throwing
had that
motion?
He's had that crazy 15-1 season, went to the Super Bowl, and Von Miller literally took his lunch money, breakfast money, took his backpack, nuggeted it, took his books, ripped them apart,
Fact.
ate them up.
Rob, I know you're not watching the thing, but I'm going to put this. Joey has this right next to me that he bought last year.
Yeah.
So anybody can
No,
see
I'm
on
watching.
Facebook. Anybody can see on Facebook. Joey has a 16 by 24 Von Miller snipping the ball out of Cam Newton's hand.
That was the second sack.
I see it right now. That
That
was
was-
a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
right
that's
there for no
gold.
reason. It's not signed or anything. Joey has no
It
other.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, Joey's like, look what
I
I
got that
have.
on Google.
Facts.
I bought this off of fucking
I'm
Shark
actually
Tank.
gonna go. I was gonna go to AC Moore and get a fucking frame for that tomorrow because I want to put it up.
Oh shit! Tomorrow.
That was part of my
1000%
thing.
do
I
it.
gotta go to the paint store tomorrow. I gotta get some shit done. So I'm redoing my basement, Rob. Right, and I painted all the walls. That garage paint. I got slate gray.
Yeah.
So my whole basement is just concrete. So I painted the walls and the floor is slate gray, and then I used that flake that you throw in garage floors on the wet paint on the floor, and it's blue and gray in it, and some blues and grays, and then my pool table is felted in blue, and then I painted my lolly columns in the basement.
Oh, don't even fucking-
violent bright red, and I was just and everything was red, so it was red, white, and blue kind of was down there.
Okay, very
And-
America.
And then my brother comes by.
Yeah,
there's a few Trump flags hanging up.
Wow,
down there, don't
shocker.
worry. I know. And my brother comes down there and he's like, dude, he's like, this reminds me of an engine room on a boat. And then
The fuck?
and it did. And I saw it. And then I said to myself, I said, you know what? This does seem like a pretty big missed opportunity for me as a Broncos fan. If 23-year-old me knew I was redoing my basement and I went with red, white, and blue instead of red, blue, and orange, red, white, and orange. Or I'm sorry, blue, white, and orange, he would fucking kick my ass.
What the? You have a wife.
23-year-old me would punch me in the fucking face right now and be like, excuse me,
I hope
asshole.
your wife's awake
So
and hearing this.
I'm going to the paint store tomorrow because I'm going to get this horrendous highlighter level fluorescent orange paint.
Oh no.
So I can repaint my lolly columns orange. So everything in my basement will be orange and blue now.
Dude, your fucking basement's gonna look like.
Your wife is gonna beat the brakes off you, son.
I hope
But if
she
you're ready
does.
for that
Oh,
tomorrow-
she has no say in this at all. She likes the red, but she knows if I go with orange, she's like she just knows that's a losing battle. She knows when to pick her battle. She's like,
Yeah.
nope, I'm not gonna fight that one.
Your basement's gonna look like a fucking welcome center to Florida, like its whole theme is oranges.
Sorry, bro, that's Broncos colors, dog.
Would you like to play some pool? Maybe some fresh squeezed orange juice, sir? I'm like, oh, okay.
Sign me up for some fresh squeezed orange juice for sure. And wait till you see the bar I'm building too.
Wow, orange?
No, actually, I haven't gone with the color. It's gonna be mahogany.
Mahogany orange?
I didn't know that was a thing, but anyway.
I just made it up.
But I'm building a bar. I got 3 1-inch thick pieces of slate from an old pool table, from my grandfather's old pool table.
Ooh, 1 inch thick.
And I'm going to build a bar and use those as the bar top because I couldn't put my grandfather's pool table up downstairs because
Gotcha.
it was too
Yeah, I
banged
remember.
up. So now my grandfather's pool table will still live in some way in my basement.
That's pretty cool. But Rob, I don't want to let you go yet without us talking a little bit of Falcons football. If it is no joke,
Well,
I will just say this: Rob is a diehard in and out Falcons fan. He was on the verge of suicide during the Super Bowl, which we will not comment on any further. I think
I mean, we can if you want to.
Nope,
but
I don't want to.
I prefer not.
On your behalf, I don't want to.
I'd much rather not.
I would be totally okay.
I almost got divorced that night.
I make fun of Arthur Blank so much. I'm like, just go back to Home Depot and just don't come back. Like, you are like the biggest jinx to this organization.
But you
I don't
have
think
to
you were
give
gonna
that
say
man
jinx.
credit.
For what?
On
Being
the
a
Home
bitch?
Depot side. No, listen. On the Home Depot side, to take that company from 3 stores to what is it, like 600 worldwide?
Yeah, I said go back to Home Depot. I didn't say stay in the NFL. I said he's doing great with Home Depot. Run that shit back. The NFL, it's like, I don't know, man. Every time he leaves the
lost in the
owner's
sauce.
box, he ruins you guys. He ruins your chances.
So just real quick to touch base on Julio Jones
Yes, sir.
and possibly Matt Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Now, as you know, we've touched base on the salary cap dropping a substantial amount of money this year.
Yep. And you guys are already tight against the cap already.
Dude, super tight. I didn't want them to let Keanu Neal go because that guy, he can more or less play a hybrid linebacker safety. He can punch people in their mouth and, do his thing.
Yep.
But as far as what I would like to see them do with the 4th overall pick is take Justin Fields or maybe Zach Wilson if he's available.
Zach Wilson's
right?
going to go
'Cause
number 2.
Well, you never know.
I
You fucking never know with the
100%
Jets.
know with the Jets. The Jets already, the GM came out 2 days ago and he openly said he will listen to all calls for Darnold, which is the kiss of death for any quarterback.
Trey Lance. I want one of the 3. Trevor Lawrence is already gone. I've been trying to have them tank since week 7. Just sell out for Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
everyone wants Trevor Lawrence. That's like the golden boy you
Right.
hope to get. But listen, I'm a big fan of Trey Lance. I actually like Trey Lance more than I like Justin Fields because, Rob, I'm going to tell you the one question that nobody has an answer for me, and you're not going to have it either. Tell me the last great quarterback to come out of Ohio State.
Oh fuck, dude! I don't really follow college football.
No,
Chad, no, hey.
Listen,
I don't follow to the combine.
Listen, Rob, it's okay. There's no answer. There's no great quarterback that ever came out of Ohio State. Ohio State does not make quarterbacks. They make backups. That's all they make. If you want to spend a ton of money on a potential backup, Justin Field looks the part. He plays the part. He looks great in college. Anytime a quarterback from Ohio State gets to the NFL, they suck.
Kirk Herbstreit.
Let me rebuttal you. Was Tannehill a bona fide starter in the NFL until he went to Tennessee with Arthur Smith
I
at
think
OC?
I'm going to say this. I was a huge Tannehill fan. I just think the Miami situation was absolutely piss poor and did not
I
help
can
him.
agree with you 1,000%. But even now in Tennessee, I still don't think Tannehill is like a. I don't know if I would. I haven't sat down and made a list, but I don't think I'd even put him in the top 20.
Oh, I
Just
think he's a
because-
15-ish
Just
guy.
because
He's very middle of the
having-
pack, yeah.
having a solid defense that Tennessee's had the last 2 or 3 years, they've come into their own. They're nothing crazy. And then just, hey, we just need you to throw the ball 22 times, complete 18 passes, but we're gonna feed Derrick Henry, who is 27. His speed will diminish over the next year or 2. His power will diminish over the next year or 2.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry isn't going to be like this massive back that he is, not to discredit the things that he's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a big bitch.
He's a big bitch.
Yeah,
That is
I
a
mean, in the most
grown-ass
positive way.
man.
Oh,
So
Rob, hey, I'll ask you a quick hypothetical. Would you rather, for $100,000, you had to do one, you had to tackle one player, and if you tackle them, you win $100,000. Would you rather try and tackle Alvin Kamara or try and tackle Derrick Henry?
Alvin Kamara.
You ain't never gonna. First of all, that's a wrong answer because you ain't never gonna catch.
I was going to say, give me Derrick Henry all day.
Rob, I've seen you
I
run.
might not-
You
hey,
ain't
look,
catching
we played
him.
ball. We've played ball. I might not catch if we're doing nutcrackers where we got like 4 feet in between us between the pads. Maybe. But Derrick Henry is, again, like I said early, he's going to take my lunch money, my breakfast money. He's going to nugget my bag.
But
He's
Rob-
going to fuck my wife.
but
He's
Rob-
going to take my kids to school.
Rob, at least you can do this. Here's my analogy. I said I'm never going to catch Alvin Kamara. I will throw my body in between his legs, hoping he breaks both of my ribs and trips him up somehow, and that way it counts as a tackle. And I'll be like, I won. That would be your only
But
shot.
Sean, you are substantially bigger than I am. I'm like 5'8" and 3/4,
Well,
and
yeah.
200 pounds.
You'll get lost in between his legs. You'll be like wrapping his legs up like Mr. Fantastic, just wrapping around his legs, and you'll be in the hospital for
I
like
mean,
6
all you
weeks.
gotta do, remember like when you were playing tag with your little brother like in the backyard, like when you were kids, and he'd get by you, and all you do is just like reach out and just slap his shoe, and just so he kicked his
That'll work with
kicked the back of his
Kamara.
own foot.
Camaro work.
Well-
I feel like
well-
Henry's like the
Well,
juggernaut.
joke's on you. I didn't have younger brothers.
Neither
Okay?
did
All
I.
right, well, you're friends in the neighborhood then, whatever. In elementary school, but the point is.
Well, your cat or dog.
But that
whatever.
was one of those things you did. Like my little brother, so Plizzy, my middle brother, he was fast as fuck when we were little kids.
What happened?
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, my brother, pound for pound, is one of the strongest and best athletes I've ever met in my
I thought you were
entire
gonna say
life.
one of the fastest. I'll be like,
Oh, he was fast.
doubt.
Paul is fucking.
I'm
Paul
saying
can
now.
Plizzy can fly, bro.
Not
Plizzy,
anymore.
oh,
I don't-
he will
I don't know,
roast
man.
you.
Me and
I
Sean played with
challenge
some kids
Pussy
that
to a
are
race
fast,
right
fast.
now.
You challenge him, Plizzy, to a race. He is gonna beat the
Call
brakes
his
off
ass
you.
up. I'll race him at 11 p.m. down your street.
He is gonna beat the brakes off.
I will beat him by a quarter mile.
You. Okay.
On bets?
On dogs.
You over there in that area?
On dogs.
I
man.
don't know where Pussy lives. I don't know.
But no, he's. But that's the thing. Like I would take my chances with Derrick Henry all day because I can meet power with power. I might not win, but all I got to do is I could lose 9 out of 10 times, but as long as all I gotta do is win once.
Yeah, but you both got like 4+ inches and 45+ pounds. That's different.
Well, that's where my wife married me.
I feel like I got a better chance if we're doing nutcracker drills to just dive out and slap Kamara's foot and hopefully
Okay.
Hope he has a
momentary
momentary lapse in ability
Okay.
and just falls.
And Rob, I'm sorry, I jumped in there and asked you like $100,000 hypothetical question, but you were going to a point
No
with the Justin Fields thing, and I just want to say like I think Justin Fields is just like the worst choice. I really do. And now that I say that, watch the Patriots draft him and just ruin my whole mood. So
Well, I feel like the only reason why like us as a whole, as Falcons fans, want to draft him is he reminds us of
Vicky?
yes.
Yeah, sure. He has
Hopefully without the dog charges.
whatever. I mean,
that would be nice.
if he has the dog charges, at least
that'd be a good start.
hide it for 6-7 years, and you got a good 6-7 years.
Granted, I think Michael Vick was doing God's work, but
Oh
whatever.
my God!
Oh my God, no.
No,
You can't.
please don't get into this with Joey.
2021, you can't say shit like
Oh,
that.
yes, Joey,
You cannot
that's-
say shit like that.
Listen, Joey's on that side of the fence.
Nah,
Joey's
Rob, don't worry. It's cool. I'm bringing it back.
yeah.
Row one, seat one. We're gonna bring back.
No.
We're falling in line without kick the
Don't
coverage,
you-
and
no.
we're falling in line with all
Listen,
these.
hey,
All
you
these
will
cool-
be part of cancer culture so fucking fast if the wrong person is.
But
have no idea.
what are you gonna cancel? You're gonna have to get me to cancel myself because I pay me. That's it. I don't.
Just-
know.
You're getting paid?
Well,
Apparently,
but you know what? You can make a new show called Row 1, Seat 2.
I can
Problem
make a new row. And
It'll
I'm
be called
telling
Row 1 No Dog.
Rob, I'm telling you right now, the world is not ready for Foey Jets. Okay, if you ever see an account,
It ain't ready for most. It ain't ready for most folks.
If you get a friend request on Facebook from a Foey Jets, just know that this is it.
Oh yeah,
This
no.
is it. The world is ending.
Rob knows you got banned for calling King Kong a bitch.
Oh, I know. Rob's around all the time. Yeah, I got banned for calling King Kong a bitch, which he is.
What'd you call him? You called him
He's a simp.
Is that what you called him?
Yeah, he's a fucking simp that catches feelings and gets fucking shot and gets clapped down by fucking World War I era biplanes. Like, I'm sorry,
Which, by
nuclear
the way, are
dinosaur,
trash.
20-foot monkey.
Monkey with thumbs.
Like, and now they're like, now in this movie they give him an axe, and I'm like, ooh, my axe.
Wait a minute, they give him an axe?
Oh,
First of all,
yeah.
where do you get an axe that big? Let's be real.
It's-
Hey, to get way off topic, are you having a movie premiere at your house for Godzilla vs. Kong?
No, I'm going to IMAX. to see it.
Joey's actually flying to Japan to actually see if he can witness the actual Godzilla
Gonna
emerging
fly
out of
to
the ocean.
Japan.
Actually, there is a fucking sick ass Godzilla museum in Tokyo that I wicked want to check out.
They believe in that shit. Like they think he's real.
He
It is.
There you go. Well, you got two people right here.
No, I don't know. I might sneak a peek at it on HBO Max the night it comes out because it comes out Tuesday at midnight. We got the show to do, so I might not be able to get there Tuesday at midnight. But I'm definitely gonna go see it like at noon on Wednesday. But in IMAX, and I'll just roll.
I'm planning on having a whole premiere party solo by myself. I don't give a fuck if I got work the next day.
I might watch it on HBO Max that night just because I don't know if I'll be able to wait until Wednesday to watch it because I'm gonna be like shooing Keith and Sean out the door and be like, okay, guy, go, bye, guy, get, and I might just watch it that night. But
I feel that way for Mortal Kombat. Like I'm not as big a.
I can't wait for Mortal Kombat. Dude.
Mortal Kombat's
Kombat's gonna
unbelievable.
be fucking sick.
The way CGI is, that movie is gonna be through the absolute roof.
Wait a minute. You're telling me he actually didn't rip off that man's arms with ice?
That's not real?
It's 2021. You can do it. I've seen science.
All I'm saying about the
Bro, don't disrespect Jax Briggs.
Listen,
all right?
bro,
That's
Jax,
your first mistake.
Hey, he lived, so whatever.
Jax is going to be fucking. I'm looking forward to Jax's character. I don't understand. Like, what is why? Like, every single time now that I've seen, like, whether it was a fan fiction or anything else, like, what is everyone's obsession with Sub-Zero?
What do you mean?
I feel like
he's the most powerful character.
Him and Scorpion, they're the faces of Mortal Kombat.
Well, how do you not understand? The guy can turn anything into ice. He's the ability to just turn anything into ice and freeze stuff.
Yeah, but Reptile and Scorpion were fucking. They were all the same. The three of them across the board. They just did different shit.
Scorpion's
Reptile
just
would
as
poison
famous.
people. Scorpion would, come from hell.
Yeah.
And Sub-Zero would be
So
like,
what don't you understand?
You're
but
on
why
fire.
why is Sub-Zero the most powerful of the three?
He's not the most powerful. They're all just as popular.
Right. Okay, but I'm just saying. But it seems like everything rotates around Sub-Zero. Like I feel like
He's a ninja.
And what is Scorpion and Reptile?
Ninja.
And what is Johnny Cage?
White.
Okay, what about Raiden? If Raiden and Kung Lao and fucking Liu Kang aren't ninjas, then
no, they Rain Man.
You know what I want to see? And
Raiden?
I want to.
Yeah.
Well, Raiden's character looked fucking awesome in that trailer.
Yeah, just no talking, all lightning.
Quick little fucking it was a quick snip of him too. That's gonna be fucking rad as fuck.
I want to hear the build-ups, like and they just shoot like electricity and shit.
I want to see Cyrax and Smoke. That's who I want to see.
You probably won't see him in this movie.
Vector.
Not in this movie, probably.
Not in this one, but in down the road, I want the robots.
Goro looks awesome.
Goro looked cool.
Hell yeah.
Is Shiva in this one?
Hell yeah.
Shiva's in this one. We saw Shiva. She has the unhinged
Yeah,
jaw.
yeah.
And then what about it? Shao Kahn is like 8'9". They have like Yao Ming fucking playing him in the movie or some shit.
I want to see like legit, like super smoke show actresses playing like Katana and
2021, you can't.
Oh, I know. Right now they're
all covered up.
Nope, it's gonna be like Space Jam. They're gonna replace him with like a frumpy lesbian. They're gonna replace hot Lola Bunny with like frumpy lesbian Bunny.
Well, they said
if I will do that, I will have my girl send a very disgruntled email to Warner Brothers or whoever is making fucking Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I think talking about Space Jam. I'm like, it already happened. Like they already like unboobed her.
Yeah, they made.
I mean, they got Sonic replaced, so I'm sure.
No,
in a month,
it's too far.
4 to 6 weeks.
No, they need LeBron's permission at that point. LeBron said, "Just fucking put the movie out. I'm missing out on some cash."
LeBron was like, he was like, Jai Ping told me to get this movie fucking out. So yeah, whatever fucking alterations you got to make, let's do this.
I don't give a shit about these characters.
My Chinese overlords are making me.
Hey, so in this movie, are we already just guaranteeing that LeBron's not going to pass the ball at all?
I love how
like, fuck this bunny.
This bunny sucks. Just like slaps him out of the way.
Foul.
Get me, Kyrie.
What do you think? What do you think the odds? What do you think the odds are that that they remake the Dwayne Wade to LeBron, where Dwayne Wade's doing this
totally.
thing and he flipped it up and LeBron dunks it behind him?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think do you think they remake that Bugs
Probably.
Bunny?
And then like halfway through the movie, he's just like, I'm taking my talents to another team. Fuck these characters. And he just brings in all regular basketball
He
characters.
ends up playing with the aliens.
Yeah, right. He ends up going to the
Just the ring.
Monstars. But who's gonna be? Who's
He
gonna,
goes to the Monsters.
Yeah, and then he fucking he fucking Jason Terry's Foghorn Leghorn or whatever.
Oh my god.
Foghorn Leghorn was like,
What a plot twist this movie will be.
boy, I swear, boy, and he just like drags his nuts over his beak and he's like, slam.
J.R. Smith takes a bottle of Henny, just cracks it over Donald Duck's head or some shit. Not Donald Duck, Daffy Duck.
Daffy
there we
Duck.
go.
Same thing.
Same thing. Donald Daffy.
I hope J.R. Smith is in the movie.
Oh, that would be fun.
He'll be just trash the whole movie.
Oh,
The
that'd
kids'
be
movie.
awesome. He's just sitting there, just getting
He
shit
misses
faced on the
three
bench.
at the end.
He's just swearing. They have to make the movie R-rated because of him.
That would be awesome. And then like Ron Artest makes a cameo with the Monstars.
Ron Artest is just a murderer.
Like Ron Artest is just like
Ron Artest
he's-
with the Monstars
he's-
would be the greatest part of that movie.
he's the ultimate villain.
Yeah,
Everybody's
I
like,
mean,
oh no,
they're like, oh
we
shit,
weren't prepared for this.
look at the CGI in this motherfucker. That guy's real. Oh my god. Plot twist. He's actually been the alien the whole time.
He just like gets up. He just like instead of playing in the game, he just runs up in the stand, and just starts punching like random Looney Tunes characters in the face.
Yeah, like that little chicken hawk dude.
Yeah. He's just like, get over here, Porky.
What are the other minor league characters? They have like Elmer Fudd. He's like, oh, I'm just a regular white. Punches him in the face. Nobody talks to me like that. Meta world peace.
But it's gonna be like Tat.
Oh, Tori nailed it. Meta world monster.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But it's gonna be
Tori
like
gold star. I'm actually pinning that comment. That's getting pinned. There you go.
Dude, I was gonna say like
Great job, Tori.
Tweety's gonna be the one that throws the soda in his face while he's sitting on the bench.
Tweety spits in his face. Tweety says racial slur. Man, this movie gets real quick.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, if you gave us the reins and said we're writing the new Space Jam movie, it would be the greatest movie of all time.
I'm pretty sure I would get thrown out of the pitch room.
Facts.
Like you put me, Darkness, Sean, and then like just a host of like rotating, like row one, seat one fans to like give their input here and there, and we would come up with probably the greatest fucking thing in cinema since I don't know.
I would sit there
Casablanca?
like what's his name, and I would be like, how would you pitch a movie so controversial yet so brave? And then I would just sit there rocking back and forth like, I say we kill off a few characters in the movie. The guy's like, no killing. And I'm like, first of all, we kill off Kyrie. He's just too stupid. Like he doesn't deserve to live in the real world.
It's rated R.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
someone's
way
getting
beyond rated R.
No, this is gonna be one of those ones where like we can't put this in theaters. It's too.
They showed LeBron's junk live on TV. He has to show his junk in the movie at least once.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just facts.
It's rated X.
Let's
It's on
see.
Pornhub. It's an hour and 45 minutes. It's just a big process.
It's like
to watch.
you need a Brazzers premium subscription.
Rob, that sounded like you knew way too much. It's on Pornhub. It's an hour and 45 minutes. Like it sounds like you were on like page 8 and you're like
Fuck.
scrolling.
Hey, you act like nobody here has watched Pornhub and as they're scrolling, it's like you must be a premium member to access this video. Fuck out of
For
here.
an hour and 45 minutes?
No,
I don't have that kind of time in my day.
no, I just use Reddit for
Yeah,
my
it's a
porn.
full-length film. You got multiple people in it. There's different skits.
Rob, you got a lot
breaks
more
it
time in
up.
your life than I do. I do not have time for a full-length movie.
I just follow. You know what's been my most recent thing that I started doing that's wicked amusing to me? I started following male porn stars on Twitter.
Jesus, Joey.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, it is
What is
it. I'm telling you, man.
this
Johnny
show
Sins?
has taken a turn for
laughs-
the worst.
The shit like these dudes are crazy. Like I follow I forget what his name is. I don't know. It's just like these couple.
Yeah, dude, they fuck for a living.
It's just like a couple of black dudes with huge dicks, and I'm just
Wow.
like, this is fucking hilarious. And they're on a boat with like these girls that look like they're straight up like pinned out, and I'm just like,
Banned from the show
yep.
forever.
I'm like, this is gonna be funny.
It's gone.
And they're just sitting there like the
Row
dude.
one.
Dude's like
Row
6
one,
foot.
no dogs
He's
is
like
coming
6'9", and he's just like smoking weed, and he's just like, "Yeah, this is what I'm doing right now." And it's just this picture of this like tiny white girl on a boat, like with her titties out, and I'm just like, nice. And then there's a
And she's
video,
just
and there's
scared for her life.
but the behind the scenes shit is hilarious, dude. Like, do you follow Johnny Sins on Twitter?
I don't.
You should.
no, normal people don't.
Oh, Johnny Sins, he's
Sean gave me shit about Pornhub movies, and he fucking watched
No,
the
first of all,
movie.
I'm not giving you shit
Follow
about
the
Pornhub.
actors.
Anybody can do whatever they want. You said you were watching an hour and 45-minute feature-length film. Like, you have popcorn ready. I'm like, I don't have that kind of time in my life.
Nah, man.
No, I said that's how the Space Jam movie would have to be on Pornhub, and it would be an hour and 45 minutes.
If we
So,
wrote it.
Okay. I thought you said he's like
Yeah,
searching
all
for
right,
movies.
yeah,
It's like an
Rob,
hour and
Sean
45
missed,
minutes.
Sean missed that whole joke.
No,
He missed that.
You give me a 45-second film and I'm done. I don't need an hour and 40 minutes.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, Reddit, porn in 15 seconds.
All right,
That's
Rob,
all you need.
Rob, remember the Tom Green show?
Yes.
How
all
can
right.
you not?
I don't know. He's
Briefly,
young.
I was a little young when
Yeah,
that
see?
first came out.
Rob's like 6-7 years younger
Daddy,
than us.
would you like some sausage?
So, Rob,
Yeah,
I'm going to have you
I
be...
watched the movie.
Yeah, I'm going to have you be the guy that...
28.
Well, that was Freddie Got Fingered.
I'm going to have you be the guy behind a wall that has like a cardboard cut out of the wall, and you can just make jokes from behind the wall.
He's going to be Rob? Oh, no,
Listen,
Glenn
It's
Humplick.
Glenn. That's what it was.
Glenn Humplick.
if you guys rewrite this and you need a trailer, let me know. I'll read your script. No problem.
I like this.
Can
Rob
you
guy.
draw?
This guy just gets it, bro.
A little bit, but not really.
Rob just gets it.
I'm gonna have you make like a bunch of scenes and then
Row
like flip through the
one,
pages.
No dogs coming soon.
Oh God. Yeah, I am not affiliated with that part of the show. The part about dongs
well,
and
John,
dogs.
You better find a new show to
Nope.
be a guest on. Cause
Yeah, no shit, right? I mean, listen, I'm telling you, man. I'll find the guy. I'll retweet it and I'll tweet out
No.
the guy that I follow.
Don't retweet it into my timeline. I don't want to see that.
Oh, he's
shit.
hilarious, bro. I'm telling you, it's just funny
Johnny
as shit.
Sings?
No,
Or
no, Johnny
Mandingo?
Sings.
Who are you following?
Let me. I'll tell you right now.
No, get the fuck out of here.
I'll pull up his name. No, this guy is
following
hilarious. He's funny as shit.
Oh, breaking news: Julio Jones traded. Let's go back to that.
You're
Yeah.
lying.
He's lying.
You're lying.
He's
How
definitely
did you
lying.
fall for that twice in one night?
How do you find out who you're
No,
following?
because like I've heard about this since the season ended.
Would
They're
you be
like,
surprised if
they're
it actually
shopping
happened?
Julio, they're shopping Roddy. I mean, that fucking Roddy White. Oh my God, he was
Wow.
a goat.
You
We're
still haven't
shopping.
let him go. You're still upset. You're like, "There's my boy."
Wow, I follow
Dude.
a lot of people.
Roddy White was a dog. Don't say he wasn't.
I didn't say he wasn't.
Oh, I loved. You know what one of my favorite things was? It's Coach Carter. That's his name. Coach Card her, like Card
Samuel
her.
L. Jackson.
No,
my
that's
God.
his handle is at seasoned beef with a Z. Seasoned with a Z.
Seasoned beef.
With a Z. Yeah. Is
Damn. I could, that's the
master
best
of
one I've ever heard.
foreplay orgasm practitioner.
What the hell are you reading?
Signature move dual speed vibration. Book DM or email at seasonedbeef.
Why don't you just fuck it? Why don't you just DM him, ask him if he wants to come on the show right now? You're reading like all his bio.
I totally will, dude. I mean, this man is
He's
he's
got
got
his Wikipedia page.
he's got I mean, he's ripped.
Joey's like, look at this man naked.
If your pants are swelling right now, I'm extremely disappointed.
He's no, they're not swelling, but they're definitely I'm telling you right now,
said butt.
this guy's pants are always swelling just based on just existing. Like that's it. The man's got pants on, they're swollen.
Hey, next week I'm taking the week off.
Yeah, well. All right.
Keith did a good job this week,
Yeah, Keith picked a good week. Rob, thanks for the call, man. We
Rob,
appreciate
call back
you.
anytime.
as always.
Yeah,
as
it's
always.
been fun. Rob,
I'll
actually,
call back in 15 minutes.
we gotta get you on. We gotta get you on the quote unquote payroll and have you do some like weird like off football shit because it would do good numbers.
Yeah, we gotta get some. We're definitely gonna need.
me.
We're definitely gonna need
Just
some more
have me on.
in a world voice guy. We're definitely gonna need that. So we'll do. We'll do some more.
Three men have come together.
Or we get that Titanic theme song
Or
with the kazoo. We can just film Rob being
Yes.
depressed every week.
And we can also do too. And
Damn, son.
as I get better with video editing, which I'm working towards, we'll be able to actually do real movie trailers of us, and Rob can do the voiceover. It'll be fucking fantastic.
People want to see that.
Dude, just a quick snippet of like the intro to the show.
I think
Killer.
it'll be fucking perfect, but that's just me. But yeah.
Last week on
Fire.
Row One, Joey talks about killing dogs and naked men. More next week.
First of all, this man's
All
penis
right,
is
fellas.
magnificent.
Rob, thank you. Merry Christmas,
As
Happy New
always,
Year.
It's been a pleasure.
Rob, thanks for the
Merry
call,
Christmas.
brother. We'll talk
Happy
to you
New
soon.
Year. Happy Easter.
Shake it easy, buddy.
Good call, Rob. Good call.
That
Thanks.
took a very hard left.
Hard lefts. But this show's full of hard lefts tonight. We got about 18 minutes left, 17 minutes
Whatever.
left,
Yeah.
and we'll
Well,
get down to it.
We can I pick the next topic? I mean,
You
fuck
most
it.
certainly can. Why not?
Patriots traded for a thick ass man.
Bro, the Patriots are going to have the best offensive line in the league next year.
The Patriots have just a mountain of blubber, and I love it. I couldn't be more excited.
You said this last year.
I said it last week. I said Trent Brown's available. I
No,
said,
you said last year. Look at what college football is doing, and then look at what the Patriots are doing, and Bill Belichick is going back to that way. I'm telling you right now, there is going to be a fucking influx of power running games in the NFL, and it's going to start in New England. Who knew?
I'm going to have a fantasy football stock moment. Oh, someone's calling in right now. Go
It's
ahead,
just
take it.
it's just darkness. You want to?
Yeah, take it. No, take darkness. Come
You
on.
know, we don't have to.
Take them.
Darkness.
Yo.
So, Darkness, I'm looking at what I assume is your cousin on Twitter right now.
Oh,
I mean,
great.
look at that, man. That thing is huge.
Why would you do this?
But just look at it.
You're an
Listen, I've been
asshole.
listening this whole time. I've been fucking chiming in. Like,
That guy is 6'8",
listen,
dude.
God damn it, Rob. I've been waiting to call him for so fucking long.
That man is 6'8", and that thing hangs down to his knee. Like the poor girls that he's in films with.
And you know what he says when he walks around? Look at my life. I'm a gangster. Like, I mean, what?
I would literally just be slapping people in the forehead with it. Be like, shut up. Just pow.
So, Sean, go ahead. Continue
So,
about your
Sean.
thick boy.
So I am obsessed. Like I said, last week when he came on, I said Trent Brown's available. I said, oh man, I would love to
Oh,
have
yeah.
this man back. And then you have Big Beef on Wenyu, Big Beef Trent Brown. I'm like, oh man, if Belichick could go back in time and draft Yokozuna, I would put that guy at guard. I mean, even though he wasn't actually Japanese, he was a Samoan, but whatever. Yeah, Vince McMahon didn't care if you were Samoan, Japanese, whatever. You all
Don't
good
let facts ruin good stories, Sean. Damn it.
But it was just like, oh, I was so excited to wake up this morning. It was like 6 a.m. and Belichick's making trades. It's like Bill Belichick is fucking Roddy Piper. Like
It's not even Bill Belichick. It's just his dog.
It's
his
6
dog's sitting there at the kitchen table.
Nike.
just- yeah.
Nike. At 6 a.m. He's like, what I do at 6 a.m. is I make trades and I take shits, and I'm all out of shits. It's like, I hope to wake up tomorrow morning and like another big trade happens. It's probably gonna be fucking Cam Newton, but whatever. Like,
So, no. All right. So, Sean, now you got one piece back from your beautiful offensive line. That lady in red, it sniffs more and more every day that he might be in New England.
I'm never gonna dance again. That's Careless Whisper, whatever. But yeah, Belichick is waiting for that phone call, and I mean, like, it seems like it's gonna happen. We just don't want the contract. I know Belichick doesn't want the contract. He's hoping he gets dumped, like full on, like we're cutting you, or if we do trade for him, we're gonna trade a next to nothing low round pick, and we're gonna ask him to rework his contract.
Well, and I think that's the play. Like, by him coming back, I think Belichick can rework his contract coming back to New England.
He can, but I would take Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm sorry, Jimmy Garoppolo. Everyone says is an injury risk, but I'll take
Not
the
in
risk.
your system.
I don't care. I'll take the risk.
He
got injured with us.
He got injured with New England, too.
6 quarters into his NFL career, we're in the Brady 4-game
Yeah,
suspension.
remember that was the birth of Jacoby Brisket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and
But
then
look,
they
when he
blanked
was
the
on the
Te- they
field,
blanked the
when he was
Texans.
on the field, he made the Super Bowl.
he's a producer. Yes, he is. He produces very well, and I mean, you'll see a
Granted,
lot of
I
people.
shit on the bastard. I shit on him left and right for looking at Kittle wide open and not throwing him the ball.
Of course,
Like, when
of
you
course.
see it, you're like, wow.
But if you go and deep dive into Jimmy Garoppolo's statistics, he's a top 10 quarterback, and I really wish that wasn't the case. But when he's on the field, he's a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah,
He
I
just
can
wins
agree with
games. The stats don't show it, but if you deep dive into his stats, and I have screenshots
Deep
and shit like
dive.
that, he's a top 10 quarterback, and he's usually top 5 in most categories. He has like a 99.9% like quarterback rating. He's top 8 in quarterback efficiency. He's like all these things. Like I would 100% love it if he was coming back here, but I don't know if San Francisco is gonna actually let him go. That's the big what if.
I mean, there's things that look like it could line up where it would happen.
Sure. I mean, are they going to, is 49ers going to draft for, are they going to draft somebody? Are they going to trade for Darnold? It seems like either you want Darnold or it's nobody at this point because the rest of the market's pretty much dried up at this point.
Don't be surprised if San Fran. I mean, it's not going to happen because Seattle will never do it. But I could see San
No, it's
Fran
not
making
gonna
a
happen.
big play for
Russ?
making a big offer for us.
I mean,
Maybe you make
Seattle
Seattle.
wouldn't do that.
Well,
I don't
okay.
think. I agree with you, Keith. I don't think they would because why would in God's name would you trade that man within your division unless you fully commit to saying like, okay, we're gonna suck for the next 2-3 years, and
all right.
fuck it.
Does anybody else find it strange that Russell Wilson in the last 18 hours or so has been tweeting things out like, oh, trust in the process and oh, I'm so thankful. Seems a little weird. It seems like maybe he knows about some talks have happened.
he's going
and-
to Chicago. That's
Which
my
is-
gut
I-
feeling.
I still don't see Chicago though. I don't get
That's what
Chicago.
he wants. He won Chicago. He personally won Chicago.
But I don't know why. He's a psychopath.
I don't know. Chris Long is coming out of retirement to play for Chicago again. He waited for Mitch Trubisky to leave,
Saw that.
and
Yeah.
Chris Long is like, "I'm coming back
All right,
because
well,
I hate
okay,
Mitch."
well then, I mean, I guess it makes a little bit more sense now.
But I don't know. I mean, the Patriots technically have the assets to trade for Russell Wilson and the cap space. Wouldn't hate it.
No, they do.
Wouldn't hate it. I would love it. I don't give a
Are you
flying
kidding
fuck
me?
who
No,
you are.
listen,
If Denver traded for Russ Wilson tomorrow, I'd literally fucking. I would Ralph Wiggum myself straight out that fucking window. Enjoy.
I'm in danger. He jumps out the window.
yeah, legit.
I would jump out the window for Russell Wilson right now.
Absolutely. If you told me jump out the second floor window of your house, and the Broncos will get Russell, I'd head first be like, "How'd
Wait, jumping out the window while
See,
punching
you
your
know,
wife in the
this
face.
is now.
Sure.
I'm gonna throw an interesting thing with Russell Wilson there. I think a team that makes the most sense, and a team that could possibly make it work as well too with assets, is Las Vegas.
No, they can't.
They can't.
They have no cap room. They haven't even let
Yeah, but
go
if
of
they
Marcus
trade-
Mariota yet.
If they trade Wilson and Carr, then you're losing Carr's contract.
Yeah, but Carr's contract's
that could-
not that big though. That's the thing.
It's 21 or 22 million.
Yeah, which is almost on par. It's slightly less expensive than Russ, so they would be gaining about $10 million for if they got Russ.
Right, but it's not as bad as something that you could handle that. There's ways you could absorb that.
Sure, of course, there's ways.
The problem that the Raiders have in that situation is they don't have the Raiders. Yeah, sure, the Raiders could go and give up a bunch of draft picks and Derek Carr and all this shit and give up a huge package for Russ Wilson. But that actually puts. Why would Wilson do that? Because that's going to put him in a worse situation than he's in currently. Because
Wilson,
because the Raiders right now, their defense is fucking horrible
and
horrific, and like literally, the Raiders are going. If the Raiders, as it stands right now, will have the worst defense in the league next year.
technically,
Seattle.
yes. Seattle's up there too. But
D-
listen,
Oakland's was worse.
Russell Wilson's a big thing he said about it is like he says he has no time to throw the ball. I mean, protection was obviously a big issue for him, and I mean, not to say anything, but Patriots just got a couple of big fat asses to put in front of them. So,
This is true.
I mean, they're two mountain of men, and Russell Wilson's like about a foot taller than a baby. So, it all works out.
Well, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next 3 weeks.
Not even 3 weeks.
know-
It's the free agency's what, a week and a half away? 2 weeks? Is it 2 weeks?
No,
I thought
17th.
I thought it was later than that.
No, the tampering
next
period,
week.
The tampering
Is this
legal
weekend?
tampering starts Sunday.
Nah, it's
Oh,
not
no
like
shit.
it's not like Saturday because no one actually waits till Sunday.
Yeah, right.
Well,
but
okay,
still.
so
but either way,
the time where they're legally able to cheat starts at some point between Saturday
yeah,
and
but
Sunday.
when's free agency start? Is it Tuesday?
It's always Tuesday.
Technically Tuesday. No contracts can be absolutely can be
Oh, what a day to
signed
have a
until
show.
Tuesday. I know, and this year we don't have to wait until 4 o'clock because usually free agency would start at 4 o'clock and then the shit would start rolling in. But now we're gonna have two and a half days of just.
Well, since we have Keith oh my God, Keith on the phone. Let me just bring up the list of some of the guys that were tagged today. So speaking of guys that actually won't be hitting free agency, so that list includes from the Saints. By the way, I can't fathom how the Saints are tagging somebody for a franchise tag when literally they are in debt over $50 million still. It's like
Yeah,
it's like
I
that
know.
gif of a little boy shoveling and the sand goes right back into his face, and that's what he just keeps doing it over and over again. So the Saints tagged safety Marcus Williams. The Broncos tagged one of my favorites,
Justin
Justin Simmons, who I was a big fan of coming out of college. The Jets tagged safety Marcus May. Didn't see that coming at all. I was actually very surprised. I know Marcus May's played well for them, but I didn't think he played that well to get tagged. Unless they're just so far off, then they just have to tag him.
This is a bridge. Yeah, this is a bridge.
The Washington football team tagged guard Brendan Sheriff, which is a great tag.
That's a great tag.
Bucks tagged Chris Godwin. I was very shocked with
that's
that.
The smart. No, I'm not.
They have no money, and then they somehow got Levante David to take no money to sign back for 2 years, which pisses me
Right.
off.
But so what they're going to do with Godwin and the tag is just until they can negotiate language to make a long-term deal.
I hope he asks for $50 million. Like I'm already sick
Yeah,
of.
but if they do, they're gonna have to backload it, and
I-
they're gonna have to guarantee it next year and further.
I love Tom, but I'm already sick of these reports of that. Oh, Tom Brady already went to Bruce Arians and said we have to trade for Odell Beckham. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Actually, that's something that I actually wanted to talk about was Odell Beckham.
All right, we will, but let me get to this list. Jaguars tag offensive tackle Cam Robinson. Makes all the sense. They're going to have a new team. They're going to have a brand new quarterback. You want to protect them.
Yep.
Giants tag Leonard Williams. Not a shock there. Very young up-and-comer still. Bears tag wide receiver Allen Robinson. Why? I feel like the Bears front office has a personal vendetta against Allen Robinson, and they only want to see him live a negative life. Because the guy only wants to just get paid and have one decent quarterback, and the Bears are like, no, you're going to eat shit.
Well,
You're
but if Russell Wilson's in play,
But he's not. We realistically know he's not. Whenever a guy says, I want to go to that team, he never goes to that team. It always becomes some team out of the woods. It's like, all right, I want to go to this team, and I swear to God, if I don't end up there, I'm going to kill everybody. And all of a sudden, you'll have a J.J. Watt. I'm signing with the Arizona Cardinals because they make the most sense. No, first of all, motherfucker, no, they don't.
They paid you the most money, bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the Panthers tagged Taylor Moton, and that one doesn't really – I don't really like that one either. I really feel like they don't really know what to do to Carolina. Like, they don't like their quarterback. They are asking to trade their running back. They have no wide receivers, and now they tag their offensive tackle. So that whole team is just in flux. I don't think that they know which way to go right now. But those are the guys you can't get in free agency. And then, obviously, as Keith just said, he wanted to talk about Odell Beckham. There's rumors heating up that Odell Beckham is absolutely available.
So, Sean, it's your dream scenario.
It's my dream scenario if we sign back Cam. Because I feel
It's your dream scenario when you get Jimmy G.
I don't feel like Belichick has that many moves. And as a Patriots fan, Belichick only has a couple of big moves in his system, and he says, I'll give you a couple of big names, and the rest I'm going to fill with depth guys that I like.
Mm-hmm.
I think the big names are coming in the form of a tight end. Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith.
Hold on.
Wait, hold on. Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith both not tagged today. Belichick, horny as fuck for Hunter Henry.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we know.
He goes out of his way to like hug. I've never seen Belichick hug another player the way he hugs Hunter Henry. He's like, man, I loved you since the moment you were born. It's very weird.
If he can get Jimmy G and Hunter Henry back on the roster with Trent Brown and
we'll have an amazing 7 games.
Oh my God, dude!
And then the rest of the games we'll have to fill in with somebody else on both positions, but we'll be killer for 7 games.
But this is what you gotta remember though, Sean. That was his philosophy with Tom Brady at quarterback, knowing that he had Tom Brady and he could do what he wanted to do with Tom because he completely bought into the system and it worked. So you could plug in X, Y, or Z and it would work as long as they stayed in their lane.
Listen,
the difference is now is Belichick is probably gonna be like, you know what? The Browns want to get rid of Odell Beckham. He's apparently trash because every team is just like, take him for fucking walnuts and candy corn.
The Browns got better without him.
Yes, they did.
Yes. So the Browns are going to get rid of him. Belichick will find some way to get him from the Browns for next to nothing. And then it's just getting Jimmy G here.
Okay, if we get Jimmy G, here's a couple of telltale things. I think if we go out and trade for a wide receiver and you see us go after Brandon Cooks again, I think Jimmy G is definitely a possibility with him in mind. Because that was a pairing they tried years ago, and the Patriots have actually shown interest again in Brandon Cooks, right? Because he's available. So I think in that scenario, if we get Brandon Cooks, they're banking on Jimmy G being available, honestly. But if we start trading for Odell Beckham, then Cam's coming back. Because the Patriots always put guys, regardless of how we feel as fans, the Patriots put guys with players they think will compare well together. Odell will pair well with Cam. They practice together all the time. They're friends off the field. They get along great.
Yeah, but Cam won't be able to hit him.
You don't know that. I mean, we don't know that at all.
I think Cam. Listen, I think Cam. Given you give Cam a full offseason, OTAs,
and Belichick raves about
a
Cam.
full preseason.
Yeah, no, he raves about Cam as the individual.
And no COVID. Listen. I don't see any reason why. Cam
Yeah, I still think there was
can't
more
be
to
a
just
Pro Bowl
the COVID
caliber
thing.
quarterback last year.
But
the mechanics, everything just looked wrong the second half.
Of course
the
it did. But
yeah, and we went over that 2 weeks ago when he said that Cam literally came out and said I was running to catch up all year.
And when you bring back Cam is a part-time bridge to a solution that you have to either draft or develop. So we know the answer isn't Jarrett. They hate Jarrett Stidham. They hate him. So I think if you're going with Jimmy Garoppolo, he's more of a long-term answer. If you go with Cam, very short-term answer. And I think it dictates. I said last week, I said by tonight we'd have a new quarterback. I was wrong. There's nothing coming out about quarterbacks right now, and I'm like,
Yeah, this is
I don't
true.
know what to do because when free agency starts, these guys want to know who's throwing them the ball.
I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
the quarterback market, I think, it's gonna take longer to develop. So I think with outside of I think Watson, Wilson, Darnold, I think you're looking more closer to the draft than you are free agency for those guys to get moved.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Because I think that's the last kind of deadline, right? Like Darnold, basically the Jets came out and said that they were taking all calls on Sam Darnold.
I wouldn't not take a call.
They're taking anybody who's calling about Sam Darnold, they're taking it.
Absolutely.
So
And all they were looking for was a second.
and that's a kiss of
They-
death.
they can't even
Sam
get a
Darnold,
second.
So Sam Darnold's out as
He
the
knows
Jets
it.
quarterback.
He knows
He's
it.
gone. The Jets know it. Same with Watson. He's out in Houston. Everybody's just kind of posturing right now and trying to set themselves up to get the most that they can for whatever they're going to give up.
I feel like Watson's going to be a draft day trade.
I agree. I think Wilson's going to be the same.
Wilson?
Russell? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he moves.
If he doesn't move in the first, I'd say 36 to 48 hours of free agency, I think then you're waiting until the draft.
Okay.
He's either going to go real
Yeah, I
quick
mean, I
or
think
we're going to
I
have to
think
wait.
a lot of things are going to happen more with the draft. To be honest with you, more so than probably years in the past, just because of the names that are out there.
Sure. I mean, there's tons of names out there because it's a weird year. But
Mhm.
I don't know. It's such a like we just said, it's such a weird year. It's like teams have to get under the cap, have to get under a certain amount, and then our stadium's going to have fans, our stadium's not going to have fans. What's the income looking like?
According to the letter that was posted out today or sent out today by the NFLPA, the NFL fully anticipates having full stadiums in September.
They sent it out like last Wednesday. Yeah.
No, it was today. It was DeMar Smith sent it out today, talking about the incoming free agency.
Oh, okay. Maybe
So
they
it
were
was a
talking about it
different
last
letter.
week.
It was a
already.
totally different letter.
Okay.
But it was the letter was geared towards free agency.
Yep.
And the salary cap and where everything's going to be. And within that, they said that we've spoken with the league and they think that they have the utmost faith that there will be full stadiums in September. Which there could have been full stadiums last year. Let's be honest. The science says there could have been full stadiums. We know.
I mean, they did what they had to do, so like whatever. They still had
they did what they had to do. They had to make sure that everybody, all the fear porn, got out there as much as they could, so that they could force mail-in voting, so they could win an election.
Well,
but,
I mean, even the Patriots said they're going to allow 25% of the stadium already, and it's March. So time it gets closer, I'm sure that
it'll
numbers will go up.
be 100% by opening day.
Fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
It will. It'll be.
I hope. You never know in this world.
It could have and should have been that by Thanksgiving of this past year, but everybody was,
Vaccine. I need the vaccine.
Oh man, no, I don't know. Everybody knows. Listen, COVID's not fake. It's not a hoax. It's definitely real. But this has definitely been bullshit. This whole past year. I mean, think about it, guys. A year ago today. Look it up. March 9th, Dr. Fauci came out and said, don't wear masks. They're not going to do anything.
Wait a minute. Is this the 1-year anniversary of Rudy Gobert rubbing his body all over the microphones?
I think it might be.
It's close.
Oh my God.
But this is
Yeah.
is in fact the 1-year anniversary of Dr. Fauci saying you don't need to wear masks. If you're young and healthy, you have nothing to worry about. In fact, I would encourage people, if you want to take a cruise, take a cruise. You want to go on vacation, go on vacation. Look it up. March 9th, Dr. Anthony Fauci. Everyone, believe the science. This guy came out and told you, don't wear masks and go on cruises.
Yeah.
A year ago today. So, and I think, what is it, next Tuesday or next Monday marks the official 1-year anniversary of 15 days to flatten the curve. So.
Damn, a year of this shit already. Feels
Yep.
like so much longer.
So here we are, 1 year later, and we talked about it on the show when it first happened. 15 days to flatten the curve. I was like, yeah, okay, great. Well, I'll see you in November. And I didn't realize how far off I was going to be.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
But-
right.
Here we are. So 15 days to flatten the curve, guys. We're coming up on 51 weeks.
Year 9.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Okay, boys. Well, good shit. I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, Sir Keith.
Yes,
Yeah, boy.
Thank you,
Yeah, boy.
darkness.
Yeah, boy. Hey, how are our Celtics doing? Your boy Andre Drummond signed with the Nets like a prick.
Oh, I thought they were getting Blake Griffin.
No, they just signed Drummond like an hour ago, didn't they?
I missed it.
No, Drummond's definitely no. It was like earlier today.
Who's Nets, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a bitch.
went to Brooklyn.
Everybody that goes to Brooklyn is just on my shit
I did
list.
not see it. How come I don't have that?
Everybody going to Brooklyn is just going to be mad because they didn't go to
Rob,
LA.
get the fuck out of here. When you hear about you saying Cam cannot throw the football. What is he, Giselle? My boy cannot throw and catch the ball at the same time.
My husband cannot
Yeah,
throw
no shit,
kids
right?
the football at the same times.
Bitch.
Bitch, indeed. All right, well, hey, Dinus, we'll
See you next week, kid.
I'll
right, we'll
see you
holla.
next week, but I'll talk to you between then.
Give me Blake
All right,
Griffin.
boys.
All right, buddy.
Hey, before we get off the air, I want Blake Griffin on the Celtics.
Okay,
Fuck it, why not?
sure, why not? I mean, at this point, who fucking cares?
I know.
Then the Celtics are going to be a second round
As soon
exit
as
anyway. So
as
who
soon
gives
as
a
I
shit?
already started hearing Danny Ainge, I'm not ready to mortgage the future. You're never ready to mortgage the future.
He's not. That's. It's been
But
well.
we said it. We
It's been
said
well
it.
documented. My feelings on Danny Ainge. On
I
this
know.
show.
I know. We said. Me and Keith said it though. We said if Danny Ainge doesn't do something this year, we're out on him.
This year,
We said it this
he should have done
offseason.
something 3 years ago.
We said this offseason. We said it was building, and now he said it again recently. He said, "Oh, I'm not ready to mortgage the future for anything." It's like, you know what,
Did
man? You can't get us Bradley Beal. You can't get us a free agent Blake Griffin. I don't know. I'm all out.
Did you hear the rumor? I think it was Jackie McMullen said that this is Brad Stevens and or Danny Ainge's last year in Boston.
Oh, if Jackie McMullen said that, it's 100% fact.
I agree.
She's the most
She's the most
dialed-in
tapped in
NBA
as anybody
reporter,
in this-
especially in the
this
East.
city. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, that's a fact then.
Jackie Mack is the shit. She's absolutely she's a living legend. If she says that again, and I don't
over.
know, I don't know if it's true or not, or she did say that. I think it was Pat that posted it.
It's over then.
If that's true, A, it's 2 years too late. B,
I mean,
who cares? Like, and then C, now what? Because now what? Now you've got Tatum.
I like Tatum. I like Brown. I like
and-
Smart.
But are you who you? I mean, what are you gonna build?
That's it.
Are you gonna build a team around Tatum right now?
Yeah, I'd still build a team around
You're
Tatum.
gonna jettison all these other guys. New GM's gonna come in, jettison all these guys, and then
That's-
build around Tatum.
That's what's gonna happen.
It's gonna have to happen.
Yep.
I think that's the only way. And how do you convince free agents to come to Boston? Danny couldn't do it.
Maybe Danny just sucked at it. Maybe.
Yeah, that's why I've been saying he's a failure as a GM
Well,
for the last 5
we
years.
said I was all in on Ainge until this year, and I said he's got to do something this year. And once he's sitting on his thumbs again, I said, you know what? It's we got to do a change.
Honestly, I just
We need to change.
want to hear you and Keith just say, you know what, Fats, you were right about Danny Ainge.
Yeah, but you're so
You were
full of
right.
shit. You're so full of shit. Can you tell us that we were right about everything else that you've been wrong about with the
Like
Lakers?
what?
Like all these players coming to LA.
First of all,
There's about 40 people you named.
my philosophy on the Lakers is we get who we want. And that's been true my entire life. They wanted Shaq, they got Shaq. They wanted
Karl Malone. They got Karl Malone.
No, they wanted they wanted they wanted Lou Alcindor. They got Lou Alcindor.
They wanted the glove. They got the glove.
They went out and they got guys. That's what the Lakers do. The Lakers can go and get free agents and they can make trades and they do things that other teams can't because they're the Lakers, because they don't care. They will spend the money and they will get rid of the capital. And yes, it is a destination it works for them in that favor. Now, if they really wanted Paul George, they would have got Paul George. I'm glad they didn't.
Shut the hell up.
If they really want Giannis in 5 years when he's a free agent,
Now it's 5 years?
well, he just signed that extension with Milwaukee.
Oh,
so
but I thought he wasn't going to stay there.
I was 50-50 on it.
Oh, you fucking...
You gotta listen, there's always you can never underestimate a guy's willingness to stay in a city.
What happened with Chris Paul?
You know why? Why are you gonna try to we're getting off the show in 30 seconds, you're gonna go piss me off like that? Like, why are you gonna bring that shit up?
Call up Marcus. Just be like, hey, what happened with Chris Paul? Just ask him. Just see. Both of you just rage on the air for 20 minutes. Let me tell you something.
I'm still fucking pissed.
You go
about
into a
that
wrestling promo.
because Kobe would have 7 rings, and I saw a thing. I think was it today? It was I think Duffy posted it. Chris Paul's been to the All-Star game now with 4 different teams,
That's not a surprise.
and I'm like, yeah, should have been 2. The Pelicans and the Lakers.
Yeah, that's not. But Chris Paul is like he's annoying in a good way.
He would have been him, Howard, and Kobe on that. That would have been. They would have won championships, multiple championships on that fucking team. But David Stern and the league just decided to submarine the Lakers because they had some sort of personal fucking vendetta.
David Stern rolling in his grave right now. I know he's alive.
David Stern can take his NBA fashion issues and get the fuck out. See you the fuck later. I'm not a fucking Adam Silver fan, but at least Adam Silver's like
I
kind of
like
has
Adam
a spine.
Silver. He's nice.
He's a nice guy. I mean, he doesn't do any. I mean, he bends the knee to China, like he like coddles them, and
Everyone bends.
they
Look at Dickhead Goodell. He bends the knee to literally anybody.
not really, not China.
He tried. Remember they had that stupid China deal and it fell apart in like the 11th hour?
Thank God.
He was trying to get it done. He was
Imagine
like,
the NFL in the pocket of the Chinese.
dude, you remember
Just be like the NBA.
remember when the Patriots jerseys came out? They had the Chinese lettering and shit like that?
Vaguely. I remember hearing
Those
something
jerseys
about,
are
this is like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago. It was they tried hard to get
Yeah,
those in
well,
there.
there's a billion people in China, and that's a huge market. But Chinese people don't like football.
This game take too long.
They're like, what? Yeah, huh? No.
It's soccer in China, isn't it?
China's got everything except basically football. They got baseball. They got basketball. They've got.
No, China doesn't have baseball.
Sure, they do.
But not like they don't
Not
care
like
about.
Japan.
Not Japan cares about baseball.
Japan gives a fuck about
Japan
baseball.
worships. They're like, oh, he hit the home run, and they're like for like 6 weeks to talk about him.
He hit the home run to Nagasaki.
And we're not. That's not being racist. That is exactly what the announcers say, and they're like, "Oh, it's a god!" Remember Manny Ramirez?
God, yes.
The guy screamed for like 15 minutes.
They did like the soccer goal shit, like
oh my!
for home runs.
When that
It was
guy
awesome.
said that ball's gone, just like my ex-girlfriend, I was like, "Wow!" I'm like, "This is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life."
Speaking of Asians and funny, do you know that MXC is available in its entirety on Amazon Prime for free?
Yeah, Amazon Prime now. No, you have to pay for it on Amazon Prime, isn't it?
Well,
Isn't
you
it?
already pay for Amazon Prime, but it's available on
Yes.
Amazon Prime.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess it's not for free, but if you got a Prime membership, you can get MXC on Amazon.
Oh my god.
All right, let's wrap it up there, Sean. Let's not forget today, 1 year anniversary. Dr. Fauci told us don't wear masks.
We gotta look at that Rudy Gobert thing. I think because that was like the 1 year anniversary of him like just being like and blowing all the mics and rubbing his body.
licking all the microphones.
And then the
and
next
shit.
day they were like, we have to shut down the NBA. Rudy Gobert is like is positive.
Rudy Gobert, you American hero, you. All right, well, we'll be back next Tuesday, the 300th episode, Sean. 300th.
God damn.
You've been here for a vast
200
majority of
200
them.
Something.
And we got the 300th episode. We'll have major programming news coming out next Tuesday night right here on Row 1 Seat 1 on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. I am Joey Fats. With me, as always, Mr. Betancourt. Darkness Calden couldn't be here tonight. But we will be back next week. And thank you all for joining us. Make sure you like and follow the Facebook, the Row 1 Seat 1 Facebook page, and get your ass on over to row1seat1.com. I promise once we have it, we've got stuff to put up there. We're just we're still working on streamlining the process of getting our content up onto the website because we have people who are in charge of putting it up there, and we're just trying to new website woes, if you will. So
Website woes.
Website woes. Pueblo balls. Just say Pueblo balls like 3 times fast.
Pueblo balls.
You can't do it. Pueblo balls. You can't do it. Anyway, next Tuesday night, right here, 8:30 p.m. We'll be here live on the New Bedford Guide. Major programming news. Don't miss it. We appreciate y'all listening in, and peace. Enjoy your evening.
Adios.
Deuces.